Good morning, class. Today we are going to be talking about the differences between animal and plant cells. So, the reason why I have this front slide depicted as like a battle, or if you play video games, like fighting games, this is usually how they have the versus screen, like this fighter versus this fighter. The reason why I have it this way is because usually when you're taught about the two cells under the eukaryotic cell umbrella, which would be animal and plant cells, you're going to see that they're often compared and contrast. So it's not that they're battling each other. It's just that they're usually, like I said, they're usually compared and contrast because they're very similar, but there are differences between the two, which we will get into today. Okay, so our objective for this week is that the students will focus on identifying the cell-bound organelles specific to animal cells and plant cells and their functions. So today, this lecture is going to be about identifying the cell-bound organelles, and then Thursday will be about focusing on their functions, or like expounding more on their functions, because we will get into their functions more about we'll get into their functions as well today when we're talking about the definitions. So I want to cover this word right here, these words right here, cell-bound organelles. So think about humans, right? We have organs such as our heart, our brain, our stomachs, our kidneys, and cells, our individual cells also have organs, but they're called organelles. And they're cell bound because these organelles will be found inside the cells and they do not leave the cells. So the TEKS that we're going to be focusing on today are Science 8.13a. The student is expected to identify the function of the cell membrane, cell wall, nucleus, ribosomes, cytoplasm, mitochondria, chloroplasts, and vacuoles, and plant and animal cells. And then there will also be some more vocab that I will also introduce. And then on Thursday, we will be focusing on Science 8.13. Oh, my apologies. We will still be on 8.13a for Thursday, but we will be focusing on the function. And then within the next couple of weeks, we will be moving on to 8.13b and 8.13c. So the purpose of this week's lesson is to introduce you to the characteristics that make plant and animal cells different yet similar. This will lead us into how plants and animals function overall, from how they process food into energy and how they grow and develop, and so much more. And I really love this topic because it gets into the nitty-gritty of eukaryotic cells, and it just helps you understand a lot. So I hope that you also enjoy going over this unit. Okay, so I want y'all to draw y'all's attention to this really cute graphic. I did not draw it. I wish I could take credit for it, but I cannot. So I also want y'all to look over to the right, where I have added a little food for thought that, or just like a thought process that I want y'all to be in as we go over today's lesson and also the rest of this unit. Sorry, not the rest of this unit, but I want y'all to think about it today and tomorrow, Wednesday, leading up to class on Thursday. So it says there are so many differences between plants and animals, one difference being how we receive our energy. Throughout this week's lecture, as you can see in the graphic, it talks about how animal cells and plant cells receive their energy differently. And then, so what I want y'all to do throughout this week's lectures, I want you to think about how animals move and adapt to their environment compared to plants. And as we go through today, and then I want y'all, as y'all look over the video for Oh my goodness, I am getting my days mixed up. I am so sorry. Today is Monday. So as you prepare for class tomorrow, Tuesday, I want y'all to be thinking about this, and also the same for Wednesday as you prepare for class on Thursday. Sorry, my allergies are acting up, and it's just, yeah. But, anyways, so throughout this week's lecture, I want you to think about how animals move and adapt to their environment compared to plants. What structural differences might allow animals to be more flexible and plants to be more rigid? How do these differences relate to their cells? So I want y'all to think about this, and then just think about what structural differences could make animals as a whole move more fluid than plants can. Um, and there's no right or wrong answer. Of course, there is a factual answer, but coming from y'all, I just want y'all to use deductive reasoning and to really think about what cell-bound organelles will help a plant or an animal move. Okay, so as you can see on this slide, we have animal cell, which is more round, and then we have a plant cell, which is more angular and structured. So in the next few slides, I want y'all to go slide by slide, read the definition multiple times if you need to, write down the key terms, write down the definitions, and then draw to your best ability, or just draw in any way, but as close as possible to the actual structure of the different organelles that go along with the vocab term. So as you can see, you have the mitochondria, and then you have a line going to the mitochondria structure. So for this slide, as you can see, there are some boxes around the vocab terms. So the yellow boxes represent cell-bound organelles that both animal and plant cells have. The green boxes represent the cell-bound organelles that only plants have. And then the red boxes are just around two ways to say the same thing. So a Golgi body and a Golgi apparatus are the same thing. So as you can see, this section is going to be titled, is going to be about the cell-bound organelles that are in both animal and plant cells. So on your own time after this, I want y'all to go through each slide, paying attention to the bolded words, paying attention to the metaphors, and then just drawing in your notebooks, drawing the structures that go along with the vocab terms. And then in this section, we have cell-bound organelles that are only in plant cells. Okay, so now I also want y'all to look over this in your own time right after this. I want y'all to focus on this Venn diagram that compare and contrast animal cells and plant cells, and then it also identifies what they both have in common as far as their structures and their cell-bound organelles. Okay, so for your viewing activity for this week, I want you to hand draw a comic scene that compares and contrasts one aspect about animal cell organelles to plant cell organelles. Have fun with this, but keep it simple. Please do not overwhelm yourselves. Like I said, keep it simple, but have fun. I want y'all to turn this in through our Google Classroom module for this unit, which will be Module 3, Animal Cells versus Plant Cells. Here's an example. Right here, as we saw earlier, this little cute graphic And you can have the organelles talking to each other. You can have plant and animal cells talking to each other. It's all up to you. Just I want y'all to have fun and really just let your understanding become creative. And also, as I said, remember, your notebooks will be checked at the end of this unit for completion. So please, 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 in your best interest, for the sake of time and everything, and so that y'all aren't stressed, I want y'all to get started on this today, work on it tomorrow as well after class, and then I just want y'all to, no, sorry, don't work on this viewing activity before class tomorrow. No, after class tomorrow, work on it before class, since it's our viewing activity. What I meant is I want y'all to draw the structures that go along with our vocab terms before the end of this unit so that y'all aren't playing catch up. Okay, so what is next? For the lecture on Thursday, we will cover the functions of the organelles that were presented in this lecture. And again, leading up to Thursday's lecture, I want you to think about how animals move and adapt to their environment compared to plants. What structural differences might allow animals to be more flexible and plants more rigid? How do these differences relate to their cells? And a little note, look over slide 6 and the compare and contrast Venn diagram slide for clues. And also, I have gone over time, but that is okay. Y'all know I'm a little talkative, but yes. Okay, so the video right here, it is a song, a really well-written song that I want y'all to go over. I want y'all to listen to it on repeat. Put it on your playlist if you want to. It's a really good song that goes over the cell-bound organelles. It also has visuals to go along with the vocab. And from my experience in 8th grade, songs were my go-to. My teacher used to teach us songs to go along with the different units, and it helped me pass the EOCs. And I still remember a lot of the things today. So yes, please watch this video. It is amazing, and it will help you in the future. So I hope that you'll have a great rest of your Monday. That is all for today. I will see y'all tomorrow on Tuesday. And yes, have fun making your graphics. See you later.